Hello, it's Ros Elliott here. I'm one of the customer service managers here at RHP. A good place to start is to ask the question, what are major works? These are works we're required to carry out to make sure we keep the property in a reasonable condition. As the lease says, this is our responsibility. These could be cyclical redecorations or other major works that are needed because something is broken or worn out. This could be a roof, a lift, a door entry system, or even water tanks. The first you'll hear from us is a legal notice if you're a homeowner. This is the first stage in our consultation process. For cyclical redecorations, we already have a long-term partnering contract with our partners Lake House. So this was agreed with you 7 years ago. For all other works, there's a two-stage consultation process. We look at any written observations we receive along with any contractor nominations before we move to the next stage. We'll reply to everyone that writes in with observations and we'll make a decision whether to go ahead with these works. If we decide to proceed, we'll invite any nominated contractors to bid for the work together with contractors on our approved list. Once we've got estimates from the contractors, we'll send you another letter giving you the estimated total cost of the works, what your share of the cost will be, and which contractor we've chosen. But let's go into this in a bit more detail.
Hello, I'm Doug Prattley. I'm the Surveying Services Manager here at the Asset Services team for RHP. So how do we go about choosing a contractor for our major works? Well, at the selection for an approved contractor, we are governed by the RHP financial regulations. This is to ensure transparency against any accusations of fraud. For works up to £100,000, we need to have 3 estimates received from our contractors. Any valuable works over £100,000, we go to a formal tender process where we choose our contractors from the RHP approved contractors list. The contractors on the approved list must be registered and accredited on a government-based body called Construction Line.
Sorry, we've been asked to slow down a bit, so we'll just repeat that if that's okay.
Okay. So how do we go about choosing our contractors? Our selection process is governed by the RHP financial regulations. This is to ensure transparency against any accusations of fraud. For any work up to a value of £100,000, we have to formally go to 3 contractors to ask for estimates for the work. Anything over the value of £100,000, we have to go to a formal tender process. And this is where for all works, we choose our contractors from the RHP approved contractors list. And all our contractors to be on the RHP approved contractors list must be registered and accredited by a government body called Construction Line. So what is Construction Line? Construction Line is a government-run and owned scheme. It is regulated by the Department of Business, Innovation and Skills. Developed by the government's health and safety professionals since 1977, it is supported by the Health and Safety Executive. Any public and private sector can use it for shortlisting contractors, suppliers and even our consultants. It provides us information about an organisation's health and safety system and competence, and assesses applicants on their health and safety policy statement, their organisation and how it deals with health and safety, and all members are stored on a secure database which only members, which we are a member of, can access. In addition to this, RHP also carries out an additional assessment of the contractor's health and safety competency, and we also carry out an additional financial check. So can homeowners nominate contractors? The answer to this is yes. We need to be reasonably sure that any contractors you choose is capable, reliable and financially sound. To help us do this, we'll check that any nominated contractor is registered with Construction Line. We also need to carry out additional checks, so we will ask for information about the company. This will usually include documents showing the name of the company, address, telephone number and email, company registration details held at company's house, named directors, history and accreditations. We also ask to see technical information. Normally this would include information about membership of recognised trade bodies, the number of employees in their trade, and at least 2 recent references from clients who have commissioned a similar type of work and scale and monetary value. We also want to see quality assurance, information how the contractor manages and monitors to ensure good quality work and procedures. We'll also ask to see 3 years audited accounts, as well as seeing certificates of insurance showing evidence of public liability and employers' liability insurance with enough cover to meet the demands and risks of the proposed contract works. We will also need to see a contractor's code of conduct. This would include policies relating to health, welfare and safety and equality and diversity. And finally, we would need to see their environmental safeguards, to see a valid and current environmental policy and a commitment to reduce waste and ensure sustainability methods are adopted throughout the organisation. To make sure we can evaluate and approve the use of any contractor, we have to access to a secure construction line website.
Okay, thank you, Dax. So have we got any questions? Please feel free to type them in now if you have any questions. Okay, the first question that's come through is, why do I have to pay towards these works?
Basically, your lease says that you have to pay towards the cost of any work needed to keep the building, communal areas or facilities within your block to a reasonable state of repair. We need to ensure, as a good landlord, that we carry out planned preventative maintenance works. So we need to make sure that the properties themselves are kept in a very good state of repair.
This is in addition to your service charge, which would cover things that you get on a yearly or more regular basis, such as building insurance, caretaking or day-to-day repairs. These charges don't include anything towards the cost of other more major or infrequent works, and so therefore any works which the estimated cost totals over £250 per homeowner means that we will then serve a notice to notify you of our intention and the estimated costs.
Okay, the next question is, what is the percentage of cost versus quality versus customer service? Do you apply to appointing contractors?
Not usually. As I say, if we're doing a major roof renewal program, we'll go to an open market tender where we know the actual work that we need to carry out. In the case of a major flat roof renewal, we have a preferred roofing system, so therefore we know the approved contractors on that roofing system have to go through, as well as being construction line appointed, or also go through a rigorous test to ensure that they know how to use the quality of the system. Just for the sake of using just one principal contractor, we just normally keep this down to one contractor on site. This makes it more easily managed.
I hope that answers your question. The next question we have is, what if I don't want the works done?
We positively welcome feedback from you, as this helps us to make sure that we're making the right decisions. The final decision will be made after looking at any observations made by residents, and will also take into account any professional advice we might have been given about the need for the work.
Okay, thank you, Dax. Are there any other questions? We'll just wait a moment if you wanted to type any more. Okay, so right, the next question is, who is responsible for signing off work carried out?
Within my team, every major work is assigned to a project manager, so they'll carry out regular visits on site to ensure that the work has been carried out to the specification and to the quality and to our expectations. In addition to this, we also have, for our roof renewal programs, We also have the technical managers carrying out quality assurance tests, checks for both pitched roof and flat roof checks, because those items of work come with a guarantee. The flat roof roofing systems that we use come with a 25-year guarantee, and any pitched roofs that are replaced also come with a 20-year guarantee. So we need to make sure that the contractor is carrying out the work to the specification, to the quality assurance that's required to ensure that we meet the requirements of any guarantees carried out. The contractor doesn't get paid until we're satisfied that they've met the quality assurance of the work that's carried out that they're claiming for payment in the evaluations.
Thank you, Dax. I hope that answered your question. We just had a question typed in, but we can't figure out the rest of it. So it starts off, if you wouldn't mind typing the rest in, and we can answer that for you. Okay, so the next question is, are these people qualified?
Qualified in relation to what level? Sorry, could you just clarify what people?
We'll just wait a moment. Sorry, so I'll just repeat that. Are these people qualified, the people who sign off the works?
Yes, I'm a professional. I'm a building surveyor by trade. I've got a degree in building surveying. I'm also an incorporated member of the Chartered Institute of Building. The project managers that we have within the team also are accredited with the Chartered Institute of Building. We also use external consultants where need be, and they are normally chartered surveyors companies, or fully qualified architects. So we do have experience doing this work. We are qualified and we are degree educated.
Thank you, Dax. Do we have any other questions? We'll just wait a moment. If you have any other questions, please feel free to type them in now. Okay, so just in relation to the last question, it says, to appoint the approved contractor, how do you ensure that they deliver good standards? For example, ensure that they provide good customer service and communicate clearly with us.
We work very closely with the customer advisors within each patch. So before any work commences on site, in addition to any notice of intent, notice of estimates that are served, we do work with, I say, the customer service for that area. We've started to roll out an improved communications plan for customers to ensure that newsletters are delivered to our customers. Newsletters are also issued by some of our contractors on the major works. We've got a flat roof contractor at the moment who produces a fortnightly newsletter, which also gets sent out from them, but also RHP also sends out communication leaflets regarding the progress of the works. We also carry out on the cyclical redecoration program. We're now rolling out a invitation to allow homeowners to carry out de-snagging visits with the project manager responsible and the contractor to our larger blocks. So we're offering that additional service as well. We want to make sure that the work that is carried out is of a sufficient higher standard. So we're not going to pay for something that we don't believe in, that we don't think is of a good enough standard. As I say, we also have external bodies, external people to go out and to carry out an additional QA service. So we know, because we've got to get we'll get the guarantee for that work. So we're quite happy in the fact that we've got a good, rigorous line of communication and quality assurance in place.
Right from the beginning of the process, where we serve the notice of intention of works, if there are any observations to identify items of work that perhaps shouldn't be included, we've gone out and met with customers the site to discuss what's existing and what's maybe required and how that may differ from what we propose. So we will actually amend the schedule of what we intend to do if there are observations from customers that are actually in line with what we want to achieve. There's also a new system we have on our website called Planned Works. We're still in the early days of updating our works for next year, but it allows you, once you have an online account with us, you can log on and see what works are scheduled currently, over the next 5 years or into the future. You can also log on while the works are underway and rate us, give us a rating and any comments. So we're trying to make the way you communicate with us more approachable from an e-services perspective, as well as any conversations you may have with our call centre or customer advisors.
Thank you. The next question is, what channel do we have if we don't agree with you?
You've got your observation period once the notice of intents have been served. We do carry out stock condition surveys, so we have information about our housing stock, and that enables us to actually carry out cross-checking with our colleagues in the repairs team to actually see how many times a repair has been logged. For instance, if a flat roof is down for renewal or has been highlighted from a stock condition survey to say the roof is of a poor condition, we will go back and do a cross-check with our repairs team to see how many times a repair has been logged for leaking of that a leaky roof. So therefore, that gives us that assurance that we need to do that roof, that we know we've got a report that says it's in poor condition. The person taking carrying out that survey will also will take out what's called a core sample. So they'll actually cut into the roof to see the condition of the insulation, if it has any, if the roof has failed, so we know that if there's any water within that system, it's failed. So therefore, we know we've got that written down in the report, so we can actually check that against the repairs team as well.
Okay, thank you, Dax. I just wanted to just relay what I said earlier. If you feel that none of your questions are being answered or you have any individual cases, please feel free to email the email address that's on your screen now. That's assetservices@rhp.org.uk. I hope that we've answered your questions. If you have any more, please feel free to type them in now. We'll wait a moment. Okay, then we don't seem to be having any more questions come through. Just to say that this will be posted on our website, and you'll be able to hear the presentation on YouTube. So there'll be a link on our website, which is www.rhp.org.uk. Thank you very much for joining us this evening, and hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye-bye.